I'm just in from the garden. I was making sure things are secure because there's a big storm forecast for the weekend. But I was going to post a short story, and I thought this one would be good because it's called Stormy Seas and Wild Splendour. There's a bit of romance in this short story, but it's actually based on a real crossing that we made once and the things that happened, but with a romantic story got into it. So here it is, Stormy Seas and Wild Splendour. A loud crash announced that more cups and plates had found the floor. Peter looked in the steward's direction and asked, "Where did they set the tables?" "They always do, mate. Crazy, but they always do." Most people were horizontal. Through the windows he watched the huge waves. He liked this, the ferry being thrown about like a paper cup. "I suppose you're well used to this?" The steward grinned. "Yeah, 20 years at sea. The Irish Sea is rough at times, sir." He glanced at the clock. "Another 30 minutes and we're all about it when we pass the Isle of Man." "I love this." "If you like it, you should go and sit in the dining room then, sir. It's coming head on there." Finding it difficult to walk in a straight line made him more aware of the rolling of the vessel, and he was thrilled as he entered through the glass doors to see the full glory of the storm all spread out in front of him. The horizon rose and fell dramatically on either sides of the boat. Wow! No other words seemed appropriate. Positioning himself right in a forward-facing window, he decided that this was a great place to contemplate life. In the last 2 weeks he'd lost his job and his girlfriend. "It's no good, Peter," she'd said. "I like you, but I do not love you." And she handed back the ring, and his heart changed colour. The job didn't matter, but Sarah had seemed like everything. So why was he going home? Where else do you run when all's gone wrong? His thoughts explored his feelings. The loud slap of spray on the window turned his attention back to the water, and then to the crockery sliding toward the edge of several tables. "I know how you feel," he addressed the cups and saucers. Yet even his feelings of despair could not resist the excitement produced by the howling wind and the ferocious waves. His mother's words spoke to him again. "Come home, Peter. The family's all here, and maybe there's an Irish girl to love you better. Life has to go on." Well, it had for her since his father died. Beautiful, isn't it? He was startled by the strong but gentle voice beside him. Turning, he saw a pretty young lady with dark hair, dark eyes, and a short, but not too short skirt. "This is so special." She said it as an announcement. "You like it, do you?" "I love it." "You're not laying low like the others, then?" "Oh no, the steward told me this was a place to watch from. I hope I'm not intruding." A massive swell caused him both to stagger, and as the steward's weather prediction came true, he caught her arm to steady her. She smiled, and he let go of her arm reluctantly. As he suggested they sit down for safety's sake, there was a tremendous crash from the galley as pots and pans made a bid for freedom, which turned her smile into a laugh. Though the vessel was making headway, it was rolling as if pulled back and forth by invisible ropes. "This," she began, "is like being on a hill at midnight and staring at the stars. I feel so tiny." He just loved that Liverpool accent. "What makes it special," she continued, "is our vulnerability. We're nothing, and it reminds us of that. Also that it's better to be struggling with a smile than living in ease if it's a misery." "Aye, you're right. So what takes you to Ireland?" He was afraid she was someone's wife. He had strong feelings about other men's wives. There wasn't much of his religion left, but that little bit remained. The dark eyes considered his face. He was kind and she liked his smile, but his eyes looked troubled. "Work takes me. The chance of an interesting job in Belfast. So here I am on my way." "Look at that!" He drew out the vowels, a habit of his when he was pleased. He pointed out of the window at the ferry's sister vessel coming the other way. "Now there's a toy in the bath if ever I saw one. You know, when you're coming on board and all those trucks are being driven along, it all seems so massive, and then you get out here and it all seems to shrink." "Yeah, it's the vulnerability. Seeing the other boat should make us feel secure, but look at it. Dancing steps it seems unable to control, and we know this one looks just the same from that boat." So do you know Belfast? He asked. No, I was never in Ireland before, and that's bad, an Irish-blooded Liverpool lass with a great aunt in Andersonstown. Oh, I know it well. I live not more than half a mile from it. Well, I'm going to stay with her. My gran left, but she stayed. I'd get you a drink, but I'd never get it to the table. Yeah, water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. The mutual laughter was lost in the storm. It lingered in the way that light does on a dark hillside, drawing you closer. She looked him in the face again. Going home, are you? Yeah. I lost my job and my fiancé, so I'm going home. Oh, I'm sorry, that's sad. Does it help to talk about it? Maybe. I thought we loved each other. I felt that I was a main road on her map for life. But it seems, he managed to grin, I was just a cul-de-sac she wanted to drive out of. She liked his simple poetry. That sounded like a line from a song, she said. Oh, I don't know about that. I guess we never really talked. She was all clothes and films and music, you know. Yeah, I know. What about you? Me? I'm just a working man, but I get excited about life and history and nature and the wild splendour of it all. I should have known late in the summer. I took her here to the Mourne Mountains, but they did nothing for her. God's rockery, I called them. She said that was stupid. She preferred shopping in Belfast. She called it a village compared with London. Touching his hand briefly, she said, I think that's so sad. I just have to see the Mournes and the Antrim coast and County Donegal. I must really explore. You'll explore with your aunt, I suppose. She'll show you the country. My great auntie's 85, a bit past guided tours. Her turn to grin. Now you might have other plans. He hesitated and blushed. He didn't find it easy to be forward, but he'd had to seize this opportunity. Me, I have no plans right now, but... Quick, quick, look out there in front of us, to the left, look. Oh, I see it, a bird, wow, in that storm. He drew out the vowels again. It's so close to the waves. That, she declared confidently, is a storm petrel. A what? A storm petrel. I just love birds, you see. Oh, you know them. I never took the time. You should. We have to be like that little bird, just 6 inches and out there in that wild water. We have to do that, fly in the face of the gale, no matter how rough it gets. Aye, you're right. So, she looked him in the eye as she spoke. What were you going to say before I saw the petrel? Oh, nothing. You've your plans. His nerve had gone. No, only work. She sensed she had to help him to ask her. Please, I'd love to hear what you were going to say. Those eyes penetrated him like a hot toddy on a cool night. He drew in a deep breath and glanced at the surging depths for courage. I was going to say, I would love to show you the Mournes and the Antrim coast and Donegal. He now feared rejection. And she saw his eyes again, I would love to teach you about the birds. What about music? Do you like music? She nodded, but acknowledged her ignorance of Irish music. But they tell me my grandfather played a mean fiddle. As the ferry sailed up Belfast Lock, on the relative calm of its waters, Samantha and Peter knew that they'd crossed more than the Irish Sea in that storm. They had crossed into each other's lives. As he pointed out the giant cranes of the shipyards and the dark shadows of Cave Hill above the city, she accepted his hand. How beautiful this is, she thought, that two vulnerable people caught in a storm off the Isle of Man could so quickly feel as if they'd known each other forever. I wrote that in 2000. I hope you enjoyed it. It's just nice to share these things. Love and peace to everybody. Take good care. Bye for now.